So mga people, welcome again to our lesson vlog. Another effective communication lesson na naman po ang ating pagsasaluhan this time. So simulan na nga po natin agad-agad sa ating warm-up activity. So which is more polite, no? Kung wari mag-a-ask tayo ng mga notes or lectures, mas okay ba sabihin, give me your notes or could I please borrow your notes? Sige, sagutin din po natin itong mga guide questions. Which statement sounds more polite? How does politeness affect relationship? At saka which one would you rather respond to? No? Ayan. Kasi between the two, obviously, yung B, could I please borrow your notes, it sounds more polite. Diba? Kasi it gives the other person a choice and show respect. No? Pero kapag sinabi give me your note, it sounds like an order. Hindi na siya mukhang nanghihiram. Para na siyang nang-uutos. No? Na para bang may pinatabi ka. No? Parang assistant mo yung tao. So, example din, kung minessage tayo na send me this file, send me your assignment, ganyan. Medyo nakaka-off, di ba? Pero kapag sinabi niyang, hi, could I please borrow this file? Can I avail the file? Tapos, thank you, ganyan, no? Di ba mas nakakaganang tumulong, no? Kasi politeness, aside sa gusto natin, it affects the relationship, di ba? Because it makes the people feel respected and appreciated. Kasi minsan, it's not what we ask, di ba? It's how we ask it. Kasi mga bagay-bagay lang naman yan. Hindi naman natin dadalhin yung mga yan sa ano natin, sa hukay. Diba? Actually, kahit ibigay mo nga lahat, okay lang naman. But it's the manner of asking it talaga. Kung ma-offend mo ba yung tao or not. So, since we are talking about politeness, let's talk about the politeness markers naman. And these are words or expressions that show respect, courtesy, and consideration towards others. Among examples, when you say please, thank you, excuse me, I'm sorry, may I, could you, po, and opo. Ayan, kasi mga Pilipino tayo. That's why merong ganon. So yung mga politeness markers, yes, mukha lang silang simple words, mukha lang silang mga simple expressions, no? Pero kasi, the courtesy and the consideration that they show, ayun yung nagmamatter. No? Sige, pagsabihin ka ng please, pagsabihin ka ng thank you, pagsabihin ka ng excuse me, pagsabihin ka ng sorry, hindi ka palalambot doon, 'di ba? Lalo kung Filipino ka, 'di ba? And you and the people that you are that is asking said po and opo, 'di ba? Mukha lang kasi mga small yung mga ganun, small gestures, but they are making huge impact, huge difference sa mga tao. No? It changes the way they perceive us. Nag-iba yung perception nila, impressions, di ba? Kagaya when we are ordering food sa mga fast food or restaurant, sige, let's see these expressions. Pag sinabi ng isa, tubig nga, tapos yung isa sasabihin niya, excuse me po, may I have some water, please? Diba? O nagkakaroon dalawang mundo, diba? Ayan. Same request, pero kasi different yung vibes, diba? Aminin natin. So, dito ngayon, nag-work yung mga politeness markers na sinasabi natin dito. They make the communication feel warm, feel respectful, tapos, nagmumukhang less demanding yung tao, diba? So, basically, these are the communication equivalent of saying, I respect you and I value your interaction. Ganun siya. So, let's talk about the benefits of using politeness markers. Siyempre, hindi naman yan ituturo, hindi naman yan isasuggest if no, isa lang yung magbe-benefit. Ayan. It's a two-way street kasi. Ayan. So, ano-ano ba yung mga yan? Siyempre, we show respect, we prevent the conflict, we build positive relationship, we encourage cooperation, and we create a comfortable communication environment. No, tanda po natin, wala namang bayad ang maging polite or marespeto sa kausap natin. Actually, ano siya it shows how well-mannered ang tayo nakausap nila. No? It's also a relationship superpower. Yes. At siguro masabi natin, the main ingredient, bakit nagiging successful yung communication. Politeness shows respect, prevents unnecessary conflict, and of course, encourages cooperation. No? Kasi, aside sa gusto natin, aminin natin to, people generally respond better when they feel respected. Kapag ginagalang mo sila, mas maganda rin pakikitungo. Di ba meron natin kasabihan, respect begets respect. Di ba? For example na lang, pag sa magkapatid na lang, di ba? Tayo, may mga kapatid naman siguro tayo, no? When we, want them to help us clean the house, when you say, uy, tulong naman, please. Di ba mas maganda yung response? Di ba? Better yung bibigyan nilang response sa atin. Kasi pag sinabi mo, maglinis ka nga. Di ba, maiirita din sila. Hanggang sa magtataasan kayo ng boses kayong dalawa. Di ba? Mag-aasiman kayo ng mukha. So, being polite costs absolutely nothing. But, it can save friendship or any relationship. It can improve the teamwork, and it can make the conversation less stressful. Now, let's proceed with the conversation management. Kung nadatnan nyo yung ang subject na oral communication before it turns into conversation management. So you know already this. So conversation management refers to the strategies used to start, maintain, guide, and end conversation effectively. So I know nagsisink in na sila ngayon paunti-unti. Yan, lalo pag nabasa nyo na that we have the topic nomination, yan, the turn taking and back channeling, and of course the topic shift and the control. Ayan, no? Familiar, di ba? Yeah, topic nomination, introducing a new topic. Turn taking, 'di ba? And back channeling, managing speaking turns, tapos giving feedback. And of course, topic shift and control, 'di ba? How we change topics and how we keep the discussion focused on the main subject. Siguro masasabi natin that communication management is the art of keeping conversation smooth and organized. And lahat naman tayo, when we engage in a communication or conversation, ang goal natin is to make it smooth and organized, 'di ba? That's why we should learn or we should know how to start a topic, how to change the topic, no? Para matagal-tagal yung usapan, di ba? And then, how we let others speak also, hindi naman pwedeng tayo lang lagi. And of course, how do we respond appropriately, creatively, or give feedback dun sa mga sinasabi nila. And the last part would be, of course, how to end the conversation respectfully. Diba yung aalis kayo pareho na walang samaan ng loob after the conversation. So, at one glance, masabi natin, this is a social skill, but with strategy, no? So imagine natin, nandun tayo sa isang group conversation. Everyone was free to talk, di ba? Na sabay-sabay. Tapos randomly, nagbabago yung topic. Iba yung topic ng dalawa dito, iba yung topic ng dalawa dito. Hindi ba parang ang gulo? Napaka-chaotic pakinggan. Here, papasok ngayon yung tinatawag natin good conversation management. So, when we have this, we learn kung sino muna yung magsasalita, sino muna yung makikinig, di ba? Sino magbubukas ng topic, sino yung magpa-follow up, sino yung magko-control. Lahat na bibigyan ng chance to be heard. Kanina bagit natin yung topic nomination, lalimin lang natin siya ng konti. It is introducing a new topic into a conversation. It signals the speaker's intent to begin discussing something specific and helping guide the direction of communication. Ayun yung mga function niya, no? Introduce, diba? Tapos, intent to begin, and of course, help guide the direction of communication. That's why when we say, can we talk about our project? So, napaka-direct, ano yung pag-uusapan, no? Ang direct ng introduction niya. Pag sinabi mo, by the way, what do you think about? Ayan, so, ito naman is parang casual yung datingan niya. Medyo may ligoy ng konti, pero natumbok pa din naman yung pag-initiate ng conversation. Let's discuss tomorrow's presentation. Ayan, so ito naman is parang gusto niya ma-engage din talaga yung kausap niya doon sa conversation with a topic that is clear. Diba? Ayan. So, ang topic nomination, ang tatandaan po natin dyan, introducing a topic, no? Na gusto nyong i-discuss ng kausap mo or ng mga kausap mo, no? So, parang ano lang siya, kumbaga sa isang web browser, pag nagbukas ka ng new tab, ayun siya. Diba? So, without someone introducing a topic, siyempre wala nang mangyayaring communication. Diba? And of course, napaka-awkward nung magiging eksena, diba? Nung scene, napaka-dull, and walang direksyon, diba? So for example na lang, during a group meeting, when someone says, can we talk about our presentation tomorrow? Diba? Immediately, yung lahat is nagiging focus, diba? Kasi there is one topic, diba? Even with friends, pag sinabi natin, by the way, have you decided on your college course? Diba? So parang, it starts a meaningful discussion, diba? And na parang, somebody has to open the conversation door first. Kung walang mag-i-initiate, wala namang magiging usapan talaga, diba? Ayan, kaya minsan, napakaswerte natin when we have those friends or somebody na, laging madaming bala, madaming, kwento. Now, let's have the topic shift and topic control. Natapos na tayo dun sa pag-open up ng topic. This time, it's about shifting and controlling the topic. In conversation management, knowing when and how to change the topic or keep it on track is essential. Sabi niya, no? Topic shift moves the discussion to a new subject, while topic control ensures the conversation stays focused and purposeful. Okay, yung isa, binabago yung topic, pero yung isa naman, kino-control once na nagbabago yung topic para maging focus pa rin, may direction pa rin ang usapan, no? Sa topic shift, for example, changing from one topic to another. Sabi niya, speaking of school, di ba? That reminds me, mga gano'n, 'no? Kasi kapag parang that reminds me, okay yung in the past na yon, 'di ba? Medyo ano na siya, ibang usapan na naman yon, though related siya, 'no? Pag sabing anyway, ayun yung mga key signals. Pag sabing topic control naman, you keep discussion on the main topic, 'no? Kagaya sabi nga, go back to our discussion. Ibig sabihin parang, napadami kayo ng inopen na topic, medyo nakakalimutan na 'to, balik muna tayo do'n, gano'n siya, 'di ba? We're getting off the topic, mga ganyan, 'no? Ayan. So, parang nire-remind. So, topic shifting, no, is changing the subject naturally, while topic control is making sure everyone stays on track, no? Equally important po yung dalawa, walang mas importante sa dalawa, no? Ayan. Because conversation are not meant to stay frozen forever. They are also not supposed to become completely random, no? Dapat may ano pa rin. Kaya sa mga debate, sa mga interview, may moderator, 'di ba? Kasi syempre may mga napapasarap ng kwento, dapat alam pa rin nating bumalik. Ayan. Basta't maraming pinag-uusapan, 'di ba? Pero dapat pa rin nating hindi nakakalimutan yung main objective why we start this conversation at first. Ayan. So, imagine natin sa isang group, no? We are discussing our project. Suddenly, someone biglang siyang nagpasok ng about K-dramas. 'Di ba? Medyo out of nowhere, 'di ba? So, ngayon, doon papasok ang tinatawag nating topic control. Sasabihin muna nung isang doon, syempre, guys, let's finish our project discussion first. Bukas na to, kayo din. Mga ganun, di ba? So, topic shifting and topic controlling, papaano naman ang turn taking? So, it is the process of sharing opportunities to speak in a conversation. Ayan. Kaya nga, taking. Ibig sabihin, may equal opportunities ang lahat ng member ng conversation to speak up. So, effective turn taking ensures that all participants have a chance to contribute and be heard respectfully. Ayan, no? So, nandiyan yung waiting to finish speaking, nandiyan yung raising our hand, and nandiyan din yung asking to contribute, which is nagagawa natin. At napapansin naman natin yan. Doon hindi lang natin alam na, turn taking pala yung tawag doon. Pero nangyayari sila, di ba? Everyday sa mga conversation. Kahit nga sa klase, di ba? Wait nyo muna kung matapos, ha? Ginagawa tayo, di ba? If you have questions, raise your hand. Ngayon, pag wala nag-raise your hand, do you want to share something? Asking to contribute naman po yun. Diba? So, turn taking, ayun, is giving everyone the chance to speak. Equal opportunity po tayo dito, pantay-pantay tayo, guys. Equality, yan. Communication is not a, one person concert. It's more like a group performance where everyone deserves their moment. Kaya, no? So, na-experience na po natin na, na-interrupt siguro sa mga conversation, no? Ayan, nag-share ka ng idea, tapos bigla kang pinahinto. Siyempre, ma-feel natin doon, mapaprustrate tayo, di ba? Na parang, ako muna, di ba? Tapos, narating ka sa moment, nakalimutan ko na. Either totoong nakalimutan mo na, o pwede namang, ayaw mo na magsalita kasi parang, parang, sige sila na lang. Kaya, di ba? So, waiting for someone to finish or saying, may I add something? So, nakakashow pa rin siya ng respect. Again, ang topic pa rin naman natin is politeness markers. So, good communicators know that listening is just as important as speaking. Hindi ito paunahan ng opinion, hindi ito, pabangisan lang. No? Tignan mo sa mga debate, sino yung mas, hinahangaan nila? Yung isa na madaldal, o yung isa na waiting, yung isa na matapos, tapos doon siya sasagot. Diba? Kasi yung isa nagmumukha siyang bastos noon, diba? Kapag hindi niya pinapatapos yung isa, sabat siya ng sabat. Diba? Minsan akala lang niya, parang ang powerful niya, ang galing-galing niya. Akala niya lang yun. Let's have the back channeling. Paano naman siya nagwo-work? So, short responses that show attention and interest while someone else is speaking. Back channeling signals active engagement without interrupting the speaker, helping to maintain the flow of conversation, encouraging the speaker to continue. So, parang feedbacking. Ganun siya, no? Ayan. So, parang sasabihin niya, I see, really, ganyan, no? Ganun, okay, I understand. Ayan. Ay, mga common nuances natin, di ba? Na parang kapag nag-agree tayo, hindi naman sila nakaka-distract. No? And actually, di parang intensify. Kasi parang pwede siyang a show of support, no? Doon sa sinasabi ng ating kausap. Ayan. So, back channeling refers to those, data responses, no? Na parang, minsan hindi natin napapansin, pero may impact sila eh. Di ba? Ayan. Napaka-powerful din talaga nila kasi parang napapakita doon, how active listener are we? So, imagine, nag-share ng problem yung friend mo, tapos, parang ang blanco ng face niya. Di ba? Di ba parang medyo awkward yun? No? Ayan. Paano ka mag-share ng ano sa kanya ng problem kung hindi ka naman mukhang attentive, 'di ba? Pero kung parang nakikita mo na parang tumatango-tango siya, tapos sasabihin niya, "I understand." "Oh, talaga ba?" Mga ganyan, 'no? Parang nafi-feel niya, hindi ka lang masyadong nagba-butt in, pero, nakikinig ka. Nandun ka para sa kanya talaga, 'di ba? So, ang nangyayari nun, he or she was encouraged to continue speaking, 'di ba? So, ang back channeling, mukha lang siyang, small portion of the communication management, but it keeps conversations alive and shows your genuine attention and participation doon sa conversation na iyon, 'no? Tandaan po natin may kanya-kanyang gamit yung mga nuances na binibigay natin or the feedbacking. When you say, "I see," "Really," 'no? Ayan. So, parang sinasabi mo, na-acknowledge mo kung ano sinasabi niya. Okay, nag-a-agree ka sa kanya. I understand, ano. So, parang you show na, ina-absorb mo lahat ng sinasabi niya. Ayan, with no judgment, gano'n, 'di ba? And then, feedback giving. Kaiba siya dun sa ano, sa back channeling, 'no? May pagkakaiba sila. Kasi sa feedback giving, from the word feedback, medyo mahaba yung mga responses naman natin dito. So, it's providing reactions, opinions, or responses to what someone said. Effective feedback promotes constructive and respectful discussions, helping speakers and listeners grow together in meaningful communication. Ayan. We can express agreement, we can acknowledge ideas, we can offer new perspective. Ayun pa yung pwede niyang gawin, no? Pwede kang mag-agree, pwede kang mag-disagree. Pwede ka rin namang, i-acknowledge mo lang yung mga sinasabi niya na parang, "Oh, that's a good point," 'di ba? Oh, kanina naman dun sa agreement, "I agree." "I disagree." Parang ganito yata dapat yun, 'di ba, mga gano'n. Yan, so when you offer perspective, 'di ba, parang, "I understand, pero" ayan, ano 'no? So, ano 'to, when you give feedback, it's like parang ang response mo is pinag-isipan mo siya, 'di ba? Na parang it is based pa rin naman dun sa sinabi niya. It's not just about agreeing or disagreeing, no? It's about contributing perfectly and respectfully doon sa conversation. For example, instead of saying, "Mali yan," you can say naman na, "I understand your point, pero magkaiba tayo ng perspective kasi." 'Di ba? Same disagreement, pero yung isa kasi mas less likely siya na maka-start ng drama. Yung isa kasi is parang ano siya, empathetic pa yung isa, 'di ba? Kaya nga 'di ba sabi nila, when we give feedback should be constructive. Kasi 'pag constructive criticism siya, nakaka-build siya ng understanding. The topic termination, kung may topic nomination, may topic termination. From the word terminate, it means we are, ayan, ending a conversation or discussion properly. Ayan. So by this time, we are expressing gratitude. Ayan. Kasi syempre dapat we end good, 'di ba, sa conversation, no? Hindi yung nagbabantaan yung ending pala ng conversation natin. We signal completion or we suggest continuation. O, bukas pag-usapan pa natin yan. Since di naman tayo natapos ngayon, mga ganyan. Ayan. O, thank you for your time. I think we've covered everything. O, let's continue it the next time. So, every conversation, tanda po natin, needs an ending. Kaya nga yung mga magjowa, di ba, na parang bigla na lang naghiwalay, still, they are seeking for closure. No? So, topic termination is ending discussions politely and clearly. If we begin politely and clearly, ganun din dapat yung ending natin, no? So that nobody feels ignored or confused, 'di ba? Hindi yung kagaya sa mga ano meetings, 'di ba? Umattend lahat tapos hindi pala nagigets, 'di ba? Parang basta na lang makauwi, ang ending magrereklamo sila after. Hindi nga kasi naging good yung communication. Hindi sila nag-participate during the whole process of communication. Parang sa klase, 'di ba? When the teacher asked, "Did you get it, class? Is everything clear?" Yes, sabi nila. Pero makikita mo sa quiz, hindi gano'n ka-effective ang naging communication, 'di ba? Gano'n po siya, no? So isipin natin that the topic termination is a closing book, no? That to close it properly, kailangan is tapusin natin siya ng buo instead of just ripping the last page na binasa natin. Itupi mo lang siya ng ganon, di ba? Somehow, pwede rin naman kung ang goal mo for the topic termination is i-continue mo siya the next time. Ano? Hindi dapat natin sinisira or pinupunit yung communication. For example, after a meeting, nasabi ko nga kanina, ano mga pwede sabihin? Thank you for your ideas. I think we've covered everything. Diba? Kaya minsan tinatanong, oh, may mga ano pa ba kayo? Other agendas? May mga gusto pa po kayong erase na questions? Diba? Napakalagas ng closure. no? Ayan. Even in chat, di ba? Sinasabi natin na, I need to go now, but let's continue this later, the next time, ganyan, di ba? Pag ganun kasi, it feels more respectful than simply disappearing, biglang di ka na nagparamdam, biglang umalis ka na lang, di ba? Para bang sa magjowa, ghosting, di ba? And yes, parang ghosting applies even on our communication or conversation. So, politeness in digital communication, lalo tayo nasa digital age na tayo. Paano natin ma-maintain yung politeness? Of course, we can use greetings. We can avoid demanding language. We can say please and thank you. We can respect response time. And we can avoid typing in all caps. Kasi yung pag-type po ng all caps, di ba? Kung intentional, it means angry ka. May mga ano po yan ha, may mga meaning po yung mga lowercase, uppercase na ganyan, no? Hindi porket we are behind the screen, doesn't mean yung manners magdi-disappear din siya. Kaya tignan mo yung iba, bigla na lang magli-leave. Kaya minsan, diba, ang daming posts after the end of the class, tapos na-hurt yung mga teachers or advisors. Ano ba naman yung sabihin mong permission to leave po? Kaysa nang bigla kang nag-leave, diba? Ayan. So, online communication also requires politeness, hindi lang po sa physical, no? Na communication, greetings, saying please and thank you, and avoiding demanding languages, lahat ng yan could contribute for a healthier interaction po, no? Ayan. Example, kung sasabihin mong, ma'am, good evening po, may I ask about our assignment? Respectful siya pakinggan, di ba? Kaya sasabihin mo, an assignment, ma'am? Di ba? Tapos naka-capital letters pa. Ano, sinisigawan mo teacher mo? Hindi okay yung gano'n, di ba? Remember po, in digital communication, no, kahit gano'n, there should be feelings pa din attached to it. Kaya tayo nami-misinterpret di ba? Ayan, kasi hindi natin alam gamitin ng maayos yung digital space. Yan. So, ano ba yung mga key takeaways natin this lesson? Ayan. So, of course, we learned about respect. We learned about organizing. We learned about how to listen while others are talking. We learned how to connect, no? Ayan. Through communication management. And of course, the golden rule, no? Speak always with respect, no? Ayan. Listen with attention and respond with consideration always, no? Hindi tayo nagsasalita for our own lang, but of course, we always consider ano ang mararamdaman ng iba. Ayan, no? So, communication problems often happen because of the habits that we don't notice, no? Kung ini-interrupt natin yung iba, we ignore ano ang sinasabi ng iba, we change topic suddenly, no? We are giving rude feedback, we end conversations without closure, no? Magkakaroon ng maraming confusion and misunderstanding, no? Isipin natin to parang imagining na our friend open up about their problems and then suddenly sasabihin mo, anyway, nakita mo latest post ni Di ba parang, feel na lang yata ng iba mong, ng friend mo na nag-share na, ouch. Kasi parang napaka-dismissive mo. So parang, hindi ka pala nakikinig sa kanya, wala ka palang pake doon sa sinishare niya. Diba? So, effective communication isn't just about talking well. Kahit gano'n pa kagaling magsalita, hindi ayun yun. It's all about making people feel listened. So guys, thank you. That's a wrap. No, ayan. Salamat po muli sa pagsama sa akin for this new lesson, no, about politeness markers and the communication management strategies. I hope may natutunan po ulit kayo in this video. No, ayan. It's about using big words. It's about making people feel respected sa any conversation dealings po na gagawin natin sa buhay, no? Ayan, paramdam po natin sa mga nakakausap natin that they were being respected, heard, and valued. Ito po natin, the best communicators know when to speak, when to listen, how to respond with kindness and consideration. So keep practicing po natin yung mga skills na ito in our chats, in our group works, in our everyday conversations. Until next lesson po, thank you so much for watching. Keep spreading good vibes through good communication. Love you guys!